All right, everybody. Hey, welcome to the GSL. This is Code A Round of 16. I am Doe, and with me is Moletrap. That's right. Back casting in together. It's been a couple months.
Yeah, man. It's been a little while, and we are finally back together casting again here at Code A. Yeah. It's going to be the last 1:10 p.m. Korean time broadcast, so this is the last early Code A broadcast. There will be an early broadcast next Tuesday for Huck's group, since that got rescheduled, since he is off owning Nubs out in another country right now.
Yep. So, so almost the last of the... You know, when I was back in the U.S., I loved watching these midnight broadcasts. It was just nice to not have to stay up quite so late. But, you know, props to all of you guys who do stay up late.
Yeah.
I did that too. So
I mean, Pacific time, it's like 9 p.m.
It's actually not that bad.
You can like watch GSL live eating dinner in California.
Yep. But, you know, if you need your sleep, and we totally understand if you do get a pass, watch the VODs. Why wouldn't you want to? But, man, we've got some awesome Code A matches today. I'm actually really excited. Lenok, like my favorite Zerg ever, is playing today.
Yeah, man.
So that'll be awesome. And our first match is going to be Sniper versus Czech Prime, I believe. Yeah, MVP Sniper versus Czech Prime. We're starting things off with a ZVZ.
Yeah, today is Zerg Day, and secondarily Terran Day. We're going to have a ZVZ and then 3 ZVTs. And, you know, I always think it's funny when people were like, oh, I don't want to watch that game because I play Protoss and there's no Protoss playing. I still think it's pretty entertaining to watch games of, you know, other races that I play playing, especially at this high of a level. But sorry if you're play Protoss and you refuse to watch any non-Protoss games. You're out of luck today because we got a lot of Zerg action, although that means go and tell your Zerg friends and clanmates that they need to tune in for the next 4 hours.
Well, there's only one Protoss left in the entire tournament today.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh, and here's something you definitely don't want to miss. Project A is going to be after the GSL Team League tonight. So don't miss that. You can see it right down at the bottom of your screen. I'm going to be watching that because I'm really curious to see, you know, what they're going to do to get Yellow's skill up to a little bit higher level than we maybe saw it last time.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know what Project A is, NC Yellow was a really famous Brood War programmer. If you haven't heard of him, he was basically the first real Zerg hero. And
Storm Zerg.
He's trying to break into Code A. He's not very good right now because he's just switched. So it's a show about how he's going to get better and try and get into Code A. And here is our brackets currently.
Yep, that's right. Now, we've seen a lot of these matches already. As you can see, Ganzi did defeat Fruit Dealer, Teja defeating SC. I was a little bit surprised about that one, actually. And JYP took down Dong Regu, keeping himself the last Protoss in the tournament.
Yep.
That's very interesting. So today we're going to see Czech versus Sniper, of course. And then there was Yoda taking out Tassadar yesterday. He was the only other Protoss in the tournament left over. Jakji versus Lucky will also be today. And then Lenok versus Maka. That should be actually a really interesting match for a lot of different reasons. And Marine King versus Yu-Gi-Oh! That'll be awesome. Then here, of course, are today's matches laid out. A little bit nicer, a little bit easier for you to see.
Yeah, this is what's going on today. And we just went over these, but it's kind of interesting how some of these matchups match up because there's a lot of ZVTs, right?
Yep.
But the winners of some of these are going to face each other. So, for instance, Lenok versus Maka is playing the winner of Yu-Gi-Oh! Versus Marine King. And that's kind of interesting because, like, Lenok has a lot better ZVT than ZVZ. So if Yu-Gi-Oh! Wins, it won't be as good for Lenok. But if Marine King wins, it'll be better. Well, I guess Marine King's actually a very difficult opponent. But
Marine King's pretty good.
Yeah, he is very good.
He is in Code A.
Point being, it's going to be interesting. A lot of these players are going to be kind of maybe rooting for other opponents based on who they're going to match up against, and some of them are matching up against some people from yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know. But, that's a good question. You know, would these players rather do a ZVZ or a ZVT? ZVZ, I mean, is a matchup that a lot of Zerg players don't exactly enjoy right now. It's very, very difficult to kind of predict what your opponent's doing in that matchup. And here's our players. There he is, MVP Sniper. Zerg player, he did defeat Sase in the round of 32 with a 2-0 victory. Yeah, now he's advanced.
Had some nice Baneling bombs there in that game. One of the games he bombed basically both mineral lines at the same time and the main army with just tons of Banelings and Overlords. It was pretty ridiculous.
I love that we're seeing that pretty commonly in ZVP these days. It's so much fun to watch. I don't know, I just like watching Banelings blow up.
Banelings are like Banelings are, I think, possibly my favorite unit. Maybe second to Blue Flame Hellions.
Wow.
And I've been saying I've been rooting for Blue Flame Hellions for months, by the way. I was going Blue Flame Hellions before it was hip.
You're Blue Flame Hellion hipster.
I'm a hipster, man.
I see how it is.
And there's his opponent, a long-time sort of veteran of the GSL Czech.
Yeah, you could definitely call this guy a veteran. He's been around since the very beginning. He did take out Naniwa 2-0 in the round of 32, so he did make it here to the round of 16, obviously. But now he's got his EVZ, and I don't know. I don't know which one of these guys is going to come out on top. I mean, Sniper is kind of the newcomer to the GSL. Check, like you mentioned, has been around forever. So is it going to be experience beating the kind of energetic newcomerness?
Yeah.
We'll have to find out.
Yeah, we will find out here very shortly. Now, here's the thing. Sniper, it's hard to know how he's going to play. We haven't seen him at all. He's basically played his only 2 televised games were like 2 days ago.
Yeah,
when he was playing in the round of 32. So we don't know much about him.
I don't think we've seen
and
him
how his Zerg versus Zerg is going to be. Yeah, he hasn't even been in the team league at all. So it's it's hard to say like how he's going to perform here. Czech has not played a ton. Like most of Czech's games, I think more than half of his games have been versus Terran in his career. So he's only played like 10 ZVZs in his career as well, so it's hard to tell he's going to play.
Yeah.
So we're really just going to have to see how these guys can handle the current ZVZ play.
And there's our Korean commentators, of course. All pretty cool guys.
Oh, yeah.
And, one thing, too, is that, well, here's our maps real quick. I'll talk about those for a moment. Set 1 is going to be Daybreak, a new map. Really cool. Never seen a ZVZ on it before. Then we've got Zelnaga Fortress, then Crossfire. But the one thing with these players is you can't just judge them by, only what we've seen in the GSL. That's one of the nice things about some of the other tournaments is now we're finally getting to start to see these guys play, a little bit more on a broad perspective. So,
yeah.
Is their ZVZ good?
Yeah, like for instance, Jokji, who we're going to see playing later today, hasn't played in the GSL much, but he's been playing in other tournaments, like the ICUP Korean tournaments.
Well, we were talking about this on our way over here today, where I'm kind of like a Jokji fan. I've seen a lot of his games over the last couple of months, and he's really impressed me. I think he's done really well. I'm really happy to see him in Code A finally, and I'm hoping to see him, do well. The game is going to get started. Here we go, GSL Code A with Doa and Moltrap. And down here at the bottom of GSL Daybreak, our newest map to the map pool, is our Red Zerg player from the team MVP. Can he live up to his namesake and take out his opponent? He is
MVP Sniper.
MVP Sniper.
Sniper used to be known as Killer MVP.
Yep.
In case some of you may have heard him from that name. And here up at the top of the map is our Blue Zerg player from the team Prime. He's been around the GSL for a long time.
Check Prime win.
Yep. Check Prime. Man, he's been around since the beta, actually. I remember.
Oh, yeah.
I've been watching games of this guy for over a year now.
Yeah. And I mentioned before he hasn't played a ton of ZVZ. He hasn't actually done very well in those ZVZs, by the way. Czech is only 4-6, and he hasn't won a ZVZ game since March in televised matches, or public matches, I guess.
Pretty early pool for Czech, actually.
Interesting.
Yep. Going to see a little bit of early aggression. And that may be something that that Sniper's not really expecting, because it is a pretty huge 2-player map, and that kind of sometimes almost incites people to want to try to do some of these early rushes. Getting a very early gas, too. I wonder if we're going to see possibly some really early banelings, or maybe even something like a roach rush. We're going to have to find out.
By the way, while this game is getting underway, I wanted to give a little bit of a shout out to our sponsors. Pepsi, of course, has been sponsoring us, and we were talking about them yesterday, and we're like, where are they from? Where's their birthplace? The birthplace of Pepsi actually tweeted at me.
Oh, cool.
And said that, oh, now I've actually lost it here. But, yeah, they told us that apparently it was New Bern, North Carolina was the birthplace of Pepsi. And it used to be called, what did it used to be called? I missed it.
It used to be called Brad's Drink.
Brad's Drink, there you go. So thanks to New Bern, North Carolina for telling us about that. Now, we've got some Zerglings coming out here. Sorry about the little distraction, but I wanted to
We also do have a Baneling nest, too, so will be some early Baneling action from Czech Prime.
And Sniper has just decided to Overlord scout, so he doesn't really know exactly what's going on. He's seen those Zerglings run underneath his Overlords.
Yeah.
But his pool is not even finished yet as these Zerglings come into his main.
Oh, man, he could take a lot of damage right now. There's a good amount of drones. He could do some defense with the drones. If he micros well, he's going to be just fine, but at the very least, he's going to lose a lot of mining time. He's going to try to hold those lings off, and it looks like Czech's not going to want to get too aggressive just yet.
He's actually...
Yeah, he's going to make some Banelings.
And Czech's actually morphing Banelings on the ramp, going into the natural. So he's going to pressure with these Zerglings and probably try and clump up those drones and get them with Banelings. But there are Zerglings popping up for Sniper as well.
This could be a very short game, Moltrap.
Yeah.
Oh, and he does see the Banelings. Here they come. 2 Banelings coming in right now. 2 more to follow. And look at that. Sniper, not with a lot of lings of his own. He's got to be so careful.
Oh, and he's actually not attacking. He's got so many Zerglings. He doesn't even need to use the Banelings.
Oh, only 2 drones for 1 Baneling. Not the best trade there.
No.
And the Queen is out now, so is Czech going to just focus down the Queen? He probably could, and then just do damage to the drones that come and try to defend.
Oh, and actually wastes a Baneling on a single Zergling. Does some damage to the Queen, though, helping to finish it off.
Yep. Getting rid of that Queen is a huge, huge deal. Still just streaming in Lings. Czech is all in right now. He needs to make this work. A lot of Lings out for Sniper, and Sniper does have the superior drone count. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work for Czech Prime.
Oh my gosh, Czech is actually getting forced out. And, you know, that should have been a build order victory, but Czech controlled those Banelings horribly. He killed like a drone and 2 Zerglings total with his 4 Banelings.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Sniper's not out of the woods quite yet, but he does have some spine crawlers up. That's going to make it nearly impossible, really, for Czech Prime to do damage with this. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and now actually Sniper has a spine crawler at the front, so it's going to be really hard for these Banelings to get in and do damage. And it actually doesn't target the Banelings, though, with the spine crawler. So the Banelings, is he going to get the Lings?
Oh, 1 Baneling just getting taken out. He's getting into the drone line, though.
Turns around, and he just doesn't know what to do with these Banelings. He's not using them.
Use it now.
Gets a ton of drones and almost all the Zerglings, and that may have tipped it right back in Czech's favor.
Yeah, that's kind of what Czech was waiting for. Biding his time here. Now, there are a lot of Lings out. What's the drone count at the moment? It is 8-13 right now, and actually Czech Prime is in the lead with drones, so he has managed to kind of even things out, but it's he's definitely not ahead quite yet. You know, because he's just putting down his natural right now. So yeah, things not really working out quite as well as Czech would have hoped for in the early game, I think.
Exactly. And now, so what Czech is doing is he's just droning up behind this, trying to get that advantage even farther ahead, and trying to take his natural expansion. Actually, no. Hold that. Never mind. Sniper is the one trying to redrone. Czech is actually making a lot of units. He's still going to try and go for this break after making that natural. Although it could be for defense.
Yeah, he's going to need those Lings just to defend right now. The Banelings aren't going to be enough. Those can be focused down. It looks like he may need to cancel this hatchery as well. He's going to try to prevent it with the Banelings. Yeah, he should be fine there.
Yeah.
Things are already pretty tense in the ZVZ, man.
Yeah, switching up into defensive Banelings, having used them offensively, and Sniper now getting a Baneling nest of his own.
Yep, makes sense.
And Sniper, having droned up behind all that, is actually ahead in drones now, 17-16.
Yeah. Czech Prime kind of going on the offensive right now, but, you know, that could change momentarily. ZVZ is just kind of one of those matchups where the economy is just vitally, vitally important. It's every drone counts.
Yeah, because it can be such a low econ game.
Yeah, absolutely. You see lots of ZVZs go on with neither player getting more than 20 gathers pretty commonly. Baneling's getting a little bit close to the Zerglings. Moving over the speed up arrows there that aren't working right now for some reason. Ooh, a lot of Banelings.
That's a lot of Banelings, though.
Yep. He's going to try to sneak some past the spine crawler.
And he, again, doesn't target down the Banelings with the spine, so most of them get through unscathed. He's going right for the main mineral line. Zerglings giving chase.
Here we go. Whoa!
Beautiful Banelings killing almost everything the main.
Those Banelings were beautiful, Moltrap.
They were.
True. It's true. That Baneling getting taken out by the Queen, but so much damage done. Only 10 drones to 18 right now. And Sniper's got a lot of Lings, and he does have Zergling speed as well, so Czech may need to worry a little bit about a counterattack. He's producing a lot of Banelings back at home.
Yeah, that's the thing, is even though he got a bunch of drones there, Sniper now has a bunch of Lings where Czech doesn't have any.
A little misrally on those drones there, I think. And here comes the counterattack from Sniper.
Spine crawler.
Yep. Now, the nice thing about the choke of the natural on this map is you can really zone out Zerglings with Banelings pretty well. So, Czech doesn't have a whole lot to worry about. He's pretty far ahead right now.
That's true. And with that spine crawler there to assist in the Queens.
Yeah.
He's going to be okay, I think. Oh, unless he Banelings those Banelings. And wow.
Oh, things working out very well for Czech. There it is. GG.
Wow. And at the last moment, Sniper going in there, wasting all of his banelings on queens and such.
Well, he lost about
and then lost all of his lings to and then lost all of his lings to one of Czech's banelings.
Yep. So a pretty quick first victory for Czech Prime. Definitely showing his experience in this matchup.
Yeah.
Lots of lights flashing on his glasses there too.
I gotta say, I think the execution was a little bit lacking on both of their parts in that game.
Yeah.
There were times where a little bit of leetness would have won the game for either of them, and they couldn't quite pull it off.
Well, I mean, Czech, he may not have killed a lot with his initial banelings, but
no, but you're right. Afterwards,
he did become economically ahead. He used it to cause Sniper to produce a lot of Zerglings, and that's kind of how that early game Zergling Baneling Wars works in ZVZ. Just try to get your opponent to have fewer drones than you, and try to keep your queens alive, and over time just kind of slowly build up that lead. And Sniper certainly helped out Czech quite a bit, by running into Zerglings into the banelings at the end of the match. That's kind of nice for one of the players anyway.
It's so thoughtful.
It is. It's very nice.
Sniper's such a thoughtful player. Donating banelings.
Very kind.
Anyway, so that was game 1. Game 2 is going to be on Zelnaga Fortress.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be a 3-player map. And that's going to be, we're going to see how things go. It's a little bit different map architecture. Well, I guess things are going to play out sort of the same, though. It's not going to be too different.
Well, it's, the thing is even with those big maps, I mean, we saw Czech go for a really early pool, really early banelings last game. So distance isn't really that much of a factor anymore.
And it's not too much of a big difference on Fortress either.
Well, it's the whole kind of mind games aspect of it. It's a bigger map, so that's, Sniper's like, all right, I'm going to go hatch first. Yeah. Whereas Czech decided to just go for some really early aggression just because he thought, well, he might be expecting me to go hatch first. And the ZVZ matchup is kind of constantly evolving in Korea. I mean, it was about 4 months ago now, I think it was, where every Zerg was going hatch first. And then you started to see players come in and start to go for those 10 pools to just kind of punish that. And then the meta game kind of shifted back, so it's constantly fluctuating.
Yep.
It's one of the cool things about the game.
That is one of the cool things about StarCraft 2 in general. All the matchups are shifting a lot like that.
Yeah, TVT, man. Every week.
Every week there's a new TVT metagame. In fact, yesterday, I had to change it a little bit too. Anyway, we're going to get started with Game 2, Czech versus Sniper.